What's up, wild people? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Alexandria Denise. Prior to this, I made a video on how to make loam soil, but I got an ingredient wrong and ended up making loam compost or loam instead. It's still a great video, so if you're interested on how to do so at little to no cost, I'd highly suggest checking it out after this one. But I wanted to right the wrong, so I revisited some sources and dug deeper into the topic to discover there's more to it. Turns out there are many types of loam soil, and if you're curious to know what they are, attack that like button, subscribe to the tribe, and let's get digging. Loam or loamy soil. Whether you're a new gardener or pro, you've likely heard of it because it's the most mentioned and is hailed as the GOAT of all soil types. It's composed of 3 other soil types: silt, sand, clay, in the ratio of 40-40-20. Each of these 3 have unique properties of their own, but combined makes up the near-perfect soil type that has every gardener raving. Loam soil does occur in nature, but it's complicated. Soil is dirt, but dirt is not soil. Dirt is an inorganic matter formed from rocks typically found in their region of origin. They are the parent material that slowly and constantly go through a process called weathering, breaking down into smaller and smaller particles until it's compressed into what we know as dirt. It's then subpressed into layers called horizons. Considering the age of the planet, you can already guess this process is millions of years in the making to equal the amount of dirt we have today. When combined with various organic matter like decaying plants or animal tissues, along with water and air, it becomes what's best known as soil. So dirt is dead matter, lacking nutrients. Soil is a microbiome that consists of minerals, water, air, organic matter, and microorganisms that keeps our planet thriving. Though it's absent in most places, loam is likely to be found in the E horizon, after humus and topsoil. After rainfall, water pulls sand, silt, and some clay particles beneath the surface where it accumulates. So it's safe to say that there is some variation of loam present in natural soils, though not to the exact percentage of 40-40-20. Loam in nature needs help achieving this composition because it may be heavier in one type and not the others. Naturally occurring loam can take years to break down to satisfactory level, and if that perfect ratio exists, digging it up disturbs the microflora and devalues its growing potential. Plus, it could take hundreds to thousands of years to replace it, which is why making it yourself is better. To do so, you will need the 3 types. Silt soil is the epitome of what many would view as typical dirt. It's not rough in texture. As a matter of fact, when dry, it's powdery, which makes it portable through wind, and when it's wet, it's slippery and smooth. Silt commonly makes up 45% of average mud. That's because it has some clay particles, which contributes to its ability to hold water and nutrients. It's not ideal to plant most plants in this type alone because of the risk of being waterlogged, but most can survive in it because it contains some organic matter. Unlike the next ingredient, sand is a type of soil, though not much can live in it alone due to the lack of organic matter, plus it doesn't hold water to the extent of silt. It's also temperature determined, holding heat when it's hot or stays cold in colder weather. Because sand particles are larger than silt, it is desired for its ability to create soil pores for water to drain and air to flow through, making it an important ingredient in loam soil. Lastly, clay. Clay particles are small and compact, which locks in nutrients better than the other 2. The downside of small particles is that it leads to waterlogged plants and has poor aeration. Again, silt contains some clay particles, which is another reason only 20% of this soil is used in the formula. Farmers and gardeners alike dread finding that their soil is mainly clay, which is why many amend the soil with organic matter known as compost. Compost isn't a soil, as it is comprised of plant or animal tissues that are in various stages of decay. Microorganisms feed on the decay, breaking down nutrients such as nitrogen, carbon, phosphorus, etc., therefore contributing to soil fertility. So it's more of a soil amendment, mainly to clay-based loams. Silt, sand, and clay are the three soil types fractioned together as 40-40-20 to create a 100% balanced environment for many plants. 40% silt and 20% clay holds moisture and locks in nutrients. 40% sand aids in water drainage, temperature regulation, and aeration. And if compost is added, sand contributes to breaking it down to fertilize the soil. This formula creates the popular medium or traditional loam type. Now that you know what it is, let's make it. Because I built a new garden bed, I'm going to be using the rest of what I have. I found the silt on Facebook Marketplace because it's difficult to find as a consumer product, but typically silt collects around waterways. Its characteristics are easily identifiable. The sand is patio sand I bought from the hardware store, and in my growing zone, 8A, the dominant soil type is known as ultisols, or red clay. So that was abundant. You can use a scale if you have one, but it's not needed. You can eyeball portions to get the rough measurements you need. The silt and sand piles should be the same size as each other, while the clay 2 portions smaller. I like to start mixing the two 40% piles of silt and sand first. The size of the piles will look different based on how much you need to fill. Now do the soil test. If you ball up some in your hand but it doesn't stick, you have too much sand. Add more silt. If it holds but doesn't crumble when you lightly poke at it, you have too much silt. Add sand. Keep working the mix until you are able to ball it up and it sticks, but also breaks apart if you poke it. Now you have medium loam soil. This formula may be the most desirable, but there are plants that prefer a heavier mix of one soil type over the other. There is also silt loam, silty clay loam, sandy clay loam, or an honorable mention, loam compost, or clome. Which brings me to the other ratio of 50-30-20. This number is played around with in different ratios, but for this video, I will be sticking with the generic. Generally, whatever soil the plant prefers most will be the largest number. To make silt loam, you need 50% silt, 30% sand, and 20% clay. If you have to make silty clay loam, the ratio is 50% silt, 30% clay, and 20% sand. Now let's move on to sandy loam, which is 50% sand, 30% silt, and 20% clay. If you have to make sandy clay loam, It's 50% sand, 30% clay, and 20% silt. Now let's move on to clay loam, which is 50% clay, 30% sand, and 20% silt. Lastly, to make loam, I'll link where you can find that video in the end. After making your needed loam type, feel free to add other important nutrients to your garden in advance to break down in the soil before planting. Okay, I think we got good and dirty in this video. But before you get clean, attack that like button, subscribe to the tribe, and dig up other interesting topics on my channel. If you really enjoyed the value here today, feel free to toss the channel a bone via donations in the description below. Afterwards, migrate over to True Nature's Kitchen to devour delicious wild game, keto, paleo, and other low-carb or holistic dishes. I greatly appreciate the love and support. Until next time, dig your roots deep, grow beyond your haters' reach, and stay wild.